All right, Solomon Wilcots joining us on NFL Now. And I want to talk about a tweet from Rob Gronkowski this past week. Says he's been unfairly targeted in the offensive pass interference category. He has been flagged for that penalty 5 times this season, which is, by the way, more than 30 teams in the NFL have been flagged. I want to go over the rule real quick, Solly. We'll look at some of these plays. It is pass interference by either team when an act by a player more than 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage significantly hinders an eligible player's opportunity to catch the ball. Offensive pass interference rules apply from the time the ball is snapped until it's touched.
Yeah,
so
and really
a framework kind of for where we're starting
and
from.
And a greater explanation to that rule is that the rule book states that it is the offensive player's responsibility to avoid initiating contact with the defender down the field as he's trying to separate at the top of the route. That's what you have to clearly understand, because if the offensive player initiates contact at the top of the route, they're going to call offensive pass interference.
We might see some of that as we take a look at these 5 calls. We start off in Week 3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the first. The ball's going to go to Danny Amendola, but watch Gronk in the spot shadow.
Wow. Oh, he clearly initiated contact there well down the field. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 yard down the field, but watch the hands of Gronk. Now watch the defender go flying by. Yeah, he initiated contact there, and so he's a big guy. He's 6'6". Now watch his hands, and then see how he pushed the guy to get separation. So they're going to call the flag. I thought it was justified there.
Same game in the third quarter this time, and again you see Gronk in the spot shadow. Again, he's not the guy targeted, but you see the contact.
Yeah, there was some hand fighting here. And I don't think he initiates contact. I think the defensive back is actually initiating the contact. And I know Gronk is trying to avoid him here, but look at the hands of Gronk. I think that one, the official could have kept his flag in his pocket. I would rule for Gronk on that play.
Week 8 against Miami, it's 1st and goal in the second. There again is Gronk, and you see him leave the screen. We'll get a better shot on this touchdown pass to Julian Edelman.
Yeah, let's see if he initiates the contact in order to get separation. Boom, right there. It's like a power forward trying to stake his claim to his territory. Clearly, he pushes and initiates the contact and pushes the defender to try to get separation. That's offensive pass interference.
All right, this is Week 10 against the Giants, 3rd and 8, and this pass does go to Gronk.
There you go. Oh, he clearly initiates contact there. He's a big guy. He's throwing his weight around. Me be Gronk. Watch this. 6'6" guy. He initiates contact. He's not trying to avoid the defender in any way, shape, or form. Clearly pushes him off of his spot. You know, it's kind of like taking a charge in basketball. You know, you can't just bull over the defender. That's offensive pass interference on Gronkowski.
This past Sunday against Denver, 4th quarter, a key moment in the game. This is a penalty that hurt the Patriots.
See, I don't think Gronk initiated contact there. I thought the defender, wants to get a jam on him. Look at the defender sticks his hands out, and he's trying to stop Gronk. And I don't think Gronk used his hands. Gronk, more like a power forward, used his elbow. But look right there. So, yeah, he used his elbow maybe to get separation, but I thought it was the defender who initiated contact. The ref should have kept his flag in his pocket.
I feel like on about 3 out of 5 of these, you said, yeah, that's a clear-cut call. Do you think he's got a legit gripe, though, that he's being unfairly targeted for offensive pass interference?
I don't think he is, because I think on a lot of those plays, Rob Gronkowski is initiating contact. And as you well know, they're always going to take the side of David, not Goliath. He's a much bigger guy, and he's pushing little guys around to try to get open. I think we saw some examples of that. And I think he's got to do a better job of having a conversation with the refs before the game and say, hey, look, I'm not initiating contact. You watch. I might use my elbow. I might do some of that because they're grabbing me. I don't have the speed to run away from these guys, but they're grabbing and they're holding. I just think the officials got to do a better job of being very judicious as to who's initiating contact and how much of an advantage it is for 6'6" Rob Gronkowski to get a little elbow move. Don't use your hands. You can only use the elbow.
I have a feeling on how Pats fans think about this and people who aren't Patriots fans. I'm sure they're going to let us know what they think by hitting us up on Twitter at NFL Now.